You found yourself here probably looking for a new laptop, and when you went on Amazon and searched laptop, what came up? Well, Amazon's choice of the Acer Aspire 5. Is it worth its weight in salt? Well, stick around for this video where we unbox and review this top-rated Amazon product. Now, I have to clarify before we go any farther, this is a great laptop for someone, at least on paper, who will be browsing the web and doing casual computing. If you're looking for a gaming laptop, get off this video and go search for something more expensive. But at $349.99 plus tax, of course, link in the description, which you can purchase and support 3411 Heaven, this could be the best budget laptop on the market at this time, June 2020. Let's actually get into the box. For those of you who are longtime viewers, yes, I'm in a new studio. And by that, I mean a different basement because I had to move. Also, we got the NASA stuff back because my school finally let us in. We got the unboxing knife back, which I now have a love-hate relationship with because, well, you know, unpacking my deodorant, the 2-pack, I accidentally stabbed myself in this finger in blood and borderline almost passed out because I don't like blood. We cut open the box. And we do it neatly because this is for my neighbor. She asked me to find her a laptop, and here we are. And we put this sheath back on because I don't want to cut myself again. Here. As for actual specs, it is an Acer Aspire 5. Has a 15.6-inch screen, which is an full HD IPS display. Now, that's important, at least to me, because a lot of laptops in this price range that had similar processors but had upgraded RAM, which we'll talk about in a bit, didn't have as good a screen as this one supposedly has. So we'll see if it's worth it. There are directions in here, and of course, charging brick. What's this? Little screws. I don't know what they're for. Under the hood of this puppy is an AMD Ryzen 3 3200U dual-core processor that boost clocks up to 3.5 gigahertz, 4 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. And for many of you, this may be a small point, whether you buy this laptop or not, that it only has 4 gigabytes of RAM. But at the price point, could you upgrade it? Yes, you can. You can add a stick of RAM in here and have a really nice machine for only 350 bucks plus another 50 bucks for another stick of RAM. Let's actually see if it's worth it though, the way it is. It does have a backlit keyboard with a number pad that is smushed a little, not necessarily a full one, but it is there. Trackpad is pretty normal size. It does grip a bit, at least with first amounts of use, but I assume in the future that'll become a little more slippery. As for ports on the sides here, there is an Ethernet port, as well as an HDMI, and then a USB 2.0 and one USB 3.1 with a headphone jack. On the other side is another USB port and then a place for locking. Looking over the build quality, first impressions, I see that they did a pretty good job. It's got some heft to it for its size. The actual weight of this laptop is 3.97 pounds. So if you can only lift 4 pounds, this might be the one for you. It's pretty thin. It's about as thin as my Lenovo Yoga 4, which I like, but again, much cheaper. Let's power it on. Let's see how it goes. As for the processing power while it's booting up here, which I think it's almost done, bada bing, wow, that's fast. You can see that we are now in Windows 10s. This may be a reason why you're considering not to buy this laptop is because it comes with Windows 10s, but let me remind you that Windows 10s can be upgraded to a standard Windows Home version for free. Yes, for free, you do not have to pay for it like some of the people on Amazon who did. Rip them and their bank accounts. Under the hood of this behemoth, that SSD drive, as well as a Ryzen 3, which features a dual-core processor, the 3200U, which can boost clock up to 3.5 gigahertz. The only negative thing I really see about this initial build, but can be easily upgraded, is that it only has 4 GB of DDR4 RAM. Like I said, there are other laptops in this price point that do have 8 GB of RAM, but don't feature as good a screen as this one does. And comparing it to my Lenovo, which is a touchscreen, I have a Yoga, this screen is actually not too shabby. It has thin bezels on the side, a nice matte finish, which for me, I enjoy. If you don't like matte, this might not be the one for you. Like I said, this backlit keyboard, we press the spacebar, it lights up. But now let's take a look at how it performs. Since it is a Windows 10 machine, you can only download apps that are on the Windows Store. Windows 10 may be something that you consider for someone who's maybe not very tech savvy, or someone who you think might get themselves in trouble using the internet. So you want to go to YouTube, and you want to look up your favorite channel, 3411 Heaven Media. And here we go! There's us. We have the screen on, where's brightness?
Hello and welcome to 3411 Heaven. My name is David and I'm your host. We are a channel that specializes in high quality tech review and unboxing videos. Just like this. What do? We take the boxes.
We got performance while this is going on.
If this is something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right now.
So I don't think performance is an issue. Screen. Alright, so the screen is pretty decent as expected. The full HD 1080p display does make a difference. Speakers, on the other hand, not the best. They aren't overly loud, which I guess really doesn't matter, but you can definitely tell they are a lower quality speaker. As I'm beginning to use this touchpad more, I will say that I am beginning to enjoy it, and it does pretty much mirror my Lenovo computer. Who is this for? Well, for the average user who likes browsing the web, needs a webcam for video chatting, or going on Facebook and talking with relatives, this is definitely the machine as it stands now. This is the machine you want to buy for your grandma who's having computer problems and needs a new one. Not only will it be easier to work on because it's actually somewhat fast with that SSD, as well as an AMD processor, but it has the amenities that you would want in a laptop yourself, like decent battery life, 7.5 hours on one charge, so you don't have to have it plugged into the wall. We've all been there, you know, you're working on that friend's old computer and they can only plug it into a wall, and a somewhat decent screen with that long battery life. If this is something that you want to use for your daily driver, I would consider maybe adding storage because there is another slot for an SSD, and of course adding some RAM to get you up from that 4 GB to maybe something like 8. That is my opinion on this laptop as of now. I will be keeping it in Windows 10 mode for the person that will end up using this, and if needed, we'll switch in the future. If you have any questions, please drop those in the comment section below. And if you want to support the channel, don't forget to drop a like and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. If you happen to be a laptop manufacturer and want us to look over your product, we would love to. This is definitely a new ballpark, so we hope you enjoyed this first trek into reviewing computer hardware. We hope to do more. As always, folks, we'll see you in the next one. Bird out.